The first exercise is to help mobilize your shoulder, to help unload it, to get elevation. To do this, we want you to attach the TheraBand around something quite high up, like a high towel rail, or sometimes a door hook will suffice, but you have to be careful with them, and we'll show you an alternative seating. So if you attach it to something like this, with the band looped, hold that, bring in a stable chair, and pull down, and the TheraBand elevates your arm. So it unloads the shoulder musculature. So it's really good for really sore shoulders where you can't lift it. And once that gets too easy, you just shorten the band. Always control that recoil, okay? It's an assistance. So that's really, I'm lifting it without any assistance at all. Quite often we'll get you to do 3 sets of 15 repetitions twice a day. Okay, even if you have outside furniture, round a pergola outside, you can loop that round, sit underneath. And when you finish, you can stand up and so you don't strain that. The next exercise that's really important are the shoulder rotations. Now if you loop the TheraBand, I actually advise you to actually tie it. Now tying that actually allows you the combination of the choice of 1 band versus 2 bands. If it's just looped around, you cannot do that. The starting point, so if you've got that round the banister rail or the like at around elbow height, with the arm to the side there, you're just going to pull across the body. And usually that'll be given 2 to 3 sets of 10 depending on your capacity. As I said before, if that's too hard, I can easily just drop one and finish the last set with a bit more ease. So that's the basic position. This is internal rotation at 0 degrees, which means that's not elevated. Internal rotation at 90 degrees is this position, and you can see that's harder. So when you start going into if that's too hard, you can shuffle back a little bit to deload the band, or you can drop one. So that's internal rotation at 90 degrees, facing away 90 degrees from the band there. And the last exercise there with that, and this is internal rotation at 90 degrees, facing away from the wall there. That exercise is often performed with the band in this position, but to mimic that elevation, you can kneel down and you've automatically got that position. So that's internal rotation. The external rotation, which are the muscles at the back, external rotators, they are weaker than the internal rotations, so this will always be done against the 1 band, which is why we tie it rather than loop it, so you've got the option of quickly going into that 1 band. So you'll perform 2 to 3 sets of 10 there. That's external rotation at 0 degrees, which means that's not elevated. As a progression, external rotation at 90 degrees. And if that's appropriate, we'll have you doing probably 2 sets of 10 of that. For the exercise where you're using the active assisted TheraBand elevation, if you don't have a high anchor point that's solid, you might want to be using your door hooks. Now, if you're using door hooks, you've got to make sure they're solid, and this is what I recommend. The problem with this is you're sacrificing height to facilitate the assistance component. So you have to sit lower down. So a chair's not going to be any good here because it's not going to give enough assistance on the rebound. So what you'll need to do is sit on a small stool. So what I would do here is just sit down like this. And you can see you have a small stool, or even sitting on the floor, that'll suffice. The last exercise of the basic shoulder program is actually using dumbbells, even though TheraBand can be used. Have the arms out at 30 to 45 degrees and they stay there for the duration of the exercise. And you'll be doing this with 2 to 5 kilos. From there, shrug the shoulders up, hold, count 1, 2, and down. Shrug the shoulders up, hold, count 1, 2, and down. And on the down phase, I want you to reach down to the ground. And as you reach down to the ground, I want you to feel for a stretch just in the top of the traps there. And that means you're going through full available ranges. A really important part of the exercise. So usually you'll perform 2 to 3 sets of 5 to 10 repetitions. And you'll be doing that at about this pace, no faster.